Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
What's up?
All right, guys, we are back. Sorry we were out last week, but we got plenty to catch up on. Lots and checked out, so let's get right into it. I had a chance to finally watch Dune 2, which was really unfortunate because I got to start it, and then I had to finish the last, 40 minutes on a plane on a tiny screen. I was like, this movie's way too good to be watching these scenes in this little screen. Yeah, it was great. It was really good. That guy should be able to direct whatever the fuck he wants. People said, oh, you can never do a follow-up to Blade Runner. Turns out that's not true. You can't really do a good Dune movie. Turns out that's not true. And I'm sure there's plenty left out from the books, whatever. But yeah, I really enjoyed Dune 1. So Dune 2 I thought was, that much better than the first one. The action sequences and stuff like that were really dope. All the Harkonnen stuff, on their planet, looked incredible. That just looked wild as shit. And it's really weird to see that Elvis dude with blacked out teeth. That was just very strange to me. He looked like a crackhead. But, he did. He looked like a vicious crackhead. But yeah, it was good. I thought it was overall good. I need people to realize that Paul is not a hero and that Paul is a fucking zealot. Because I feel like people were like, yeah, more of that. I'm like, no, that's not the lesson. It's not the lesson of that movie.
You know why people are like that? Because, look at where we're at right now in real life, right? You have a character. All you need is charisma. All you need is charisma and the ability to know how to talk. Not even well. You just gotta
scream down on people.
Clearly. Yeah, man.
You got it, Paul.
Do the fucking jerk off dance, right? And then just fucking
gold sneakers for everybody. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not surprised. I always find stuff like that fascinating because, as much as people are, free thinkers and shit, it seems like all these free thinkers think the same fucking thing.
Funny that. Let's all free think together. Okay.
Free thinkers just think about something that they don't. The free thinkers are the antithesis of what they don't like something, so they think differently. That's what they do.
They're contrarians. That's
all contrarians.
Exactly. They're all contrarians. I'm like, okay, free thinker ass nigga, whatever. I actually watched Dune 1 and 2. I did a double feature a couple weeks ago. Because I tried to watch Dune 1 when it came out, and I was like, I am just not in the headspace to watch this shit. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Right.
So I watched it again, and I'm like, okay, this is actually pretty. I like Dune 2 better, and you're right. And I thought I was bugging because I'm like, I'm watching this, and Paul, he's the leader. First of all, I don't really like the fact that it's this white person, is going to become the leader of all these brown people. Wasn't too much of a fan of that, but I'm like, he's kind of a dickhead in the second one, a massive dickhead.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's an asshole. He's like, yeah, look, do what I say, or I can kill you. I'm like, all right, fine. But no, the movie looks great. I did like the action sequences, Denis Villeneuve, whatever his name is, and I also watched Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049. I did a double feature.
You were fucking.
I a lot of movies. Yeah, Blade Runner is an amazing movie.
Quadruple feature.
No, not the same day. No.
All right.
No, I did not space all this shit out. But no, Blade Runner from '82 is awesome.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal film. It is.
So Ridley Scott did Alien and then Blade Runner within 3 years. He was in this fucking bag. For real. Those movies are great. Alien's one of my favorite movies. But Blade Runner 2049 is really good. And I also watched, I know I'm going off on a tangent. I watched Space. What's the Damien Chazelle movie with what's his name in it? With Ryan Gosling. Spaceman. Remember the space race thing? What was it called? Damn it! I just watched it
with Ryan Gosling.
Yeah,
I have
he
no
played
idea.
Buzz
The First Man.
The First Man. Yeah, that movie's really good too.
That movie is fucking great. It's horrifying.
Yeah, and you're like, if you listen to, I got a surround sound system, and those scenes when he's flying anything,
Yo,
and it's just, yeah, I wouldn't like that nigga was wild. He was crazy to be able to do that shit, but he was this like the thing about Ryan Gosling is he plays the same character in a lot of movies.
he does.
He played the same character in fucking The First Man as he did in 2049. I was like, all right, as he did in Driver.
Yeah, he's
as he
stoic.
did in Drive.
Just a stoic.
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? It's very stoic. It's very similar, but no,
I think
I
people realize that about him, which is why when he took to comedy or action comedy, people were like, "Oh my god,
he's got a fucking personality.
He can do it all." Like, well, I mean,
he's a human being,
right? He's either a fucking statue or he's a human. Like, it's I like Ryan Gosling, but like, let's everybody calm down.
It's almost like he doesn't have an in between.
Right.
Yeah, it's a very extreme. Like what was it? Like The Big Short. Like he's either just an extreme personality or like a total stoic. Like that. That's absolutely
right. Is it The Fall Guys? That was in? Or
yeah, the Fall Guy. Yeah, The Fall Guy. He was just in.
Yeah, he was kind of
an extreme.
No, he was a goof.
Yeah,
he was Ken. He was Ken in The Fall Guy.
He was Ken. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the other movie, not The Fall Guy. The other guys or some shit like that with him.
Oh, the other guys? Yeah, he was Ken.
No.
Exactly.
No.
Again,
You mean the nice guys? You mean the nice
guys?
The nice guys.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
With Russell Crowe.
I love that movie. How it never got a sequel. I don't know how that didn't get a sequel. Like it was prime for a trilogy, in my opinion. It was perfect.
Yeah, back to Dune 2. Yeah, I like Dune 2 way more than I like Dune 1.
Yeah, Dune 1 is definitely much more set up.
Is this going to be a trilogy? How many movies is he going to do?
He's doing
a trilogy.
Yeah, he's doing 3.
Okay, all right.
Dune Messiah.
I heard that second book is not that great, guys.
Yeah. Dune Messiah is the next one he's doing. Yeah, they're the one where he has the kid who's like half sandworm. Yeah, that's Children of Dune. Like I read an article, Danae was like, "I'm not doing that." It's like, nah, I'm not making a sand kid, like the sandworm kid. Like that shit's ridiculous. But yeah, I was reading after I watched Dune 2. I was reading more about it because like I've never read Dune because reading, get out of here, and should take too long. And I was just reading this article about it, and they were just breaking down like what happens in the series sort of after the movie and like some of the major things that are changed in the film. And this guy was like, "Yeah, if you think that Paul is a good guy, like just keep watching. He's a fucking asshole." And it's like, and it lists all the things he does after in like Dune Messiah. It's like, no, you should not mistake this guy for a hero. I didn't mistake him for a hero in this either, but for people who did, like, no, he's not at all. I just find it really funny that everyone has very interesting names, and his name is Paul. Like, I just think that's fucking hilarious. Frank Herbert was like, whatever. This Steve, who gives a shit? But yeah, Dune 2 is very good. I really enjoyed it. Terrence, you watch Hitman? Yes, this is the one on. This is a Richard Linklater film.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, you did. Anybody? Either one of you?
I watched it. Yeah.
No,
I liked it. It's different. I didn't expect what it's more of like a romantic comedy.
Yeah, it's a romantic. Movie. Yeah, it's a romantic comedy. It's what that Ghosted movie tried to be.
Oh,
I didn't watch that movie.
No one did.
Yeah, nobody. But yeah, it's what that movie tried to be with like. But this works a little better. Now I enjoyed it, but I'm not going crazy over it like some of these other reviewers. Like some of these other reviewers, this is amazing, right? And I'm just, maybe for a Netflix film, right? But
it felt like a made-for-TV movie at times. I was kind of like, that shot was a little weird. That lighting was a little off, but okay.
Yeah,
but I like Richard Linklater.
And this is a Glenn Powell showcase for
he's good.
His range. So do you know the premise of this movie?
Yeah, he's what? Like he's faking that he's a hitman, but he's just like a fucking nerd, right?
Yeah, he's a guy who's just kind of he's a professor of psychology and philosophy, and on the weekends he helps out the New Orleans Police Department because like he's he's into like the ID channel or whatever, right? And
what is this, Castle? Get out of here.
and one of it kind of feels like Castle, like the movie feels like an extended episode of Castle. And he goes undercover and pretends to be a hitman and finds out, oh, hey, I'm actually really good at this, right? And he's surprised by it because like he's kind of a loser and he doesn't really have much going on. But he's really good at it. And throughout the movie, he goes around, pretends to be hitman to set up sting operations. And he is tailoring the specific hitman for the specific mark, that's about to, be swarmed upon.
He does research on the marks. It's like, hey, what would this person like? What would they like gravitate towards as a hitman? Right. And he dresses up as all these different characters. One of them was hilarious.
One of them is like a Patrick Bateman ripoff, right? One of them is.
It was pretty fucking spot on.
I mean, it really was. One of them is like just this shit kicking hillbilly, and he meets this woman. And he's like, I'm just going to be like this really cool dude, right? Like just this really cool dude named Ron or some shit, right? And he ends up falling for her. And she wants to kill her ex-husband. And shenanigans ensue. It's a cute idea for a romantic comedy. That kind of, if you have a couple and the guy is like, romantic comedies are gay, bro. Like you can trick them. You could trick them into watching this.
Which is what you should definitely do. You should have to trick your significant other into watching a movie. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it looked good. So
I was not interested at all. And I was just like, fuck it, I gotta watch it. And I was like, oh, this is pretty good. I like a good rom-com. And I didn't expect it to be a rom-com, but it was.
Terrence had finished watching all of Denis Villeneuve's fucking work over the last 2 days. He's like, I guess I'll watch this too.
Watching all these masterpieces, and then it's just like, all right.
What's Netflix got on?
Yeah. I had to get the stench of fucking the Netflix movies, the Atlas out of my fucking eyes. Atlas wasn't terrible.
But there's one thing about Hitman. There's one thing about Hitman that like. I know not all movies are supposed to have happy endings, but like I did not feel for these people, yo. Like I did not like these are terrible people.
That ending was kind of wild, my nigga. I was like, wait, what? Hold on. Are they really about? Oh, like so this is the part where they all go to prison, right? It's like,
right?
Okay, I guess not.
Here we are, one big happy family. What?
It was wild. It was really funny. I was like, oh. Okay.
I was just taken aback by it. I was like, oh, okay. Like that is an ending. That is an ending. I appreciate it, but at the same time, like I wasn't necessarily rooting for these people. You know what I mean?
No. It's a fun movie. I actually really enjoyed it. It's cool.
Yeah. All right.
Like I think you could watch it with your wife.
You and your wife would.
I definitely think I would enjoy it. I think she would. Yeah. All right. You two had the pleasure of watching Bad Boys Ride or Die. Practice self-care, guys. Practice self-care. We just did an episode on Bad Boys for Life on Black on Black Cinema. So
yes,
you guys watched this one for, I don't know, you hate yourselves. So what are your overall thoughts?
I mean, it's Bad Boys. I didn't hate that. I didn't hate the third movie, right? And I figured, all right, well, I didn't hate that one. Let's see what this one is about, right? Everybody seems to like it. And then I fell in the trap of like, oh, everybody likes it. It must be good. No, not necessarily. It's fine, right? But it's not up there. It's very much more of the same for it's very similar to Bad Boys for Life. One of the bad boys has a near-death experience, and
Who could that be?
I wonder.
and it's I don't know, man. It's just not. DJ Khaled is in it
Again?
Yeah,
Another
he's
one?
again.
Wow.
Another one. It just, I don't know, man. I don't need another one. I don't need another movie. I don't need another Bad Boys movie. It just, yeah.
You know what? Wait 20 years. Wait 20 years and then give me Bad Boys 5. Like
Yeah.
they're just
when they're
geriatrics.
70 years old.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Will Smith looks ridiculous in this movie, but Will Smith looks ridiculous, and Martin looks like he needs help. Like Martin is a slapstick goofball, right? Like in the very beginning of the movie, they do that thing where they're racing, again, right? And they Martin's got to stop, right? Because Martin's getting fat, right? And Martin's got he's a fat guy with fat guy problems, right? And his fat guy problems can only be solved by having a Skittles and a 2-day-old hot dog from 7-Eleven. And the nigga has got his face pressed up against that shit like, it's just like, yo, what are you doing, yo? Like, this is a far cry from what this character used to be. God damn.
Oh my God.
Like, what the fuck?
That franchise has gone just downhill after the first one.
But it's look, it's two black dudes, $1 billion franchise. I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
I saw it and I was like, I can't. What do people? I get it. Movies are just they're there for escapism. I understand that, but like, come on, yo. You can't say that this is the second. But like, I was listening to
the
a podcast.
Second best.
This is not a movie. They're not a movie podcast, mind you. But they were like, it's 2, 4, 1, and 4. It was like 2.
Whoa! It's
4,
2?
3, and 1, or some shit like that. I was
One's
like,
the worst one.
Wiling.
One is the worst. No, yo, no.
They like 2. They were like 3 and 1 can be interchangeable. I was like, y'all are crazy. You're out of your fucking mind.
Okay. Look, I don't want to talk about this podcast. Okay,
nigga, these two movies run together. We were doing black on black cinema, folks, and Terrence and I were like, we couldn't remember if one scene happened in 3 or 4. That's how similar these movies are.
Okay, how old are the people who said this?
It was a Rory Moore podcast. So it was
stick to music. Stick to music. Look, we're not gonna. I'm not gonna
so
come
they're
over
in
here
their
and tell
late
you the
20s, early
intricacies of
30s.
Euphoria. It's fine. Stay in your fucking lane, please. For the love of God, stay in your lane, yo. Stay in your lane.
I was like,
one is the worst one.
Like, it was great. I don't like.
Knock it off.
Maybe because they were like 1 when that movie came out. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe
I
because they were really young when that movie.
That's why I asked the age. Right,
but I think Maul is like a year younger than me. He saw it too. He was it was really good.
That's recency bias, yo. That's recency bias. Get out.
Nah, like I was like, yo, 4 is the worst. It is. It's the worst one.
Yeah,
this one is the worst one out of all of them. It is. But people seem to really love this because like there's some cool action sequences and the fact that they just came back to see Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. That's it. This is the worst movie out of the whole franchise. It is.
Look, I will say this: their charisma and their them together is what carries this franchise through even the rougher movies. Like it just does. Look, 2 is not a great movie. It's not. It's really weird. It lacks the. I don't want to say seriousness of the first one because the first one's pretty goofball too in a lot of ways, but the first one balances comedy and action far better than any of the other ones by far.
Martin Lawrence's character gets bukkakied with jelly beans, nigga. Like it's just
They're in
he's
the
got his
fucking
mouth
gunfight.
open
I was
and he's just like
this is stupid.
and it's just jelly beans just falling into his mouth in slow motion and shit. And then he gets one.
He eats a black jelly bean, and then guess what happens? He spits it out, and then he says, "What's wrong with you?" He's like, "Oh, black jelly bean. Nobody likes black jelly beans." I was like, "Nigga, this ain't even funny. What the fuck are you doing, bro?
Like,
what are you
who's
doing?"
the demographic for that? You know what I mean? Like this franchise
I
is
don't
30
know.
years old.
Goats for the win. Nigga. Goats for the win. That's who wants that shit. Goats for the win.
I wasn't mad. I was just disappointed. Right? Like I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed in you because this is it's not bad. It's just the worst of the four. And like, people really need to go back and watch the first one. They really do.
Yeah.
Because the first one was a limited budget.
If you just watched 4, go back and watch 1. You might think it's a brand new fucking movie. Like these two movies are not related.
No,
not at all.
No.
And again,
that entire last sequence of the first one is one of the dopest fucking things in a buddy cop movie, like in modern buddy cop movies, by far. Like where they're driving out to the desert or whatever. That shit is it. It looks super good. It's just a badass scene. Like they're kind of hyping themselves up before the big final fight. Nah, yo, come on. That movie's like
and then the chase scene in the fucking Porsche, and he's in that fucking he's in the what is that, the Mustang? Is that a Mustang that he's in? Like a Cobra?
I don't know
the villain, and he's like, yo, it's either him or me. Who's it going to be? And then he bumps him off into the man. That movie's amazing. I don't even fucking like y'all are crazy.
Yo, putting 1 at the bottom is not. I've not seen 4, but putting 1 below 3 or 2 pisses me off. Get out of here. Get out of here. And look, 2 is fun, but
2 is really fun.
But it's ridiculous. Like that was, again, we talked about on Black on Black Cinema. That's Michael Bay when they don't rein him in on his budget, and he's just like, I can do whatever I want. All right, cool.
Yeah, by that time he did The Rock. He did Bad Boys, The Rock, and like one other movie, right?
Yeah, so he was in the stratosphere at that point.
What was the one he did with the asteroid movie? What was that?
Oh,
was that
Armageddon.
Was that he did? Was that him?
Yeah, no, that's a Michael Bay. Oh fuck yes, that's a Michael Bay.
Okay, so yeah, he did that. Pearl Harbor came out in 2000.
Oof.
What?
That's definitely
either way.
That's not a good one.
But yeah, he was. They just gave him all the money to do fucking Bad Boys. I think he had like $120 million for Bad Boys too, or some crazy shit like that.
Yeah,
and it was going to blow up everything, and they just didn't rein him in. And again, it's fun. There's some crazy sequences in that. But like 2 and 3, it's a toss up for me. Either one could go either way. 4 can suck my dick. Like I don't hate it. It's just I'm Bad Boys movie, absolutely not.
Now, granted, I've not seen Bad Boys Ride or Die, but I can, just for the 3 I've seen, I can solidly say that my order of preference is exactly the order that they came out. 1, 2, and 3. 100%. Yeah, because as they just got older, like they didn't. I don't know. They just like the writing somehow got worse, where they could actually do
chemistry saves those movies. Their chemistry saves the whole series. Yeah, again, the first one they ad-libbed so much because they had to, because the script that they had was written for 2 white men, as we fucking
Dana
explained
Carvey
in the first.
And John Lovitz, which is fucking wild.
Yeah, so the ad-libs was crazy, and it works. And they had super chemistry together.
As I said, John Lovitz playing Mike Lowry, exactly how he's presented in the movie, would have been awesome. All right, I saw Inside Out 2. Look, this is a franchise that is excellent. It is nothing short of some of their best work. Pixar fucking crushes this. Like they really do. Or I guess this is just. Oh yeah, it is Pixar. No, they do an amazing job with this. So if you've never seen Inside Out, one, I think everyone should probably see it. It's just a damn good movie. It's basically about, the first one is about this kid. Her parents moved from Minnesota to San Francisco. Like, I don't know, dad gets a new job or whatever. And the focus is you keep going inside of her mind and you see her emotions, right? And like how they're handling it. So the emotions are joy, sadness, fear, anger, and disgust, right? And it's, the voice casting is really good. Amy Poehler plays Joy, which is great. Phyllis Smith from The Office plays Sadness. This is like a fucking perfect casting. Bill Hader plays fear. Louis Black plays anger, which is perfect. And Mindy Kaling is disgust. And so that's what it's focused on. And her dealing with moving and like her emotions and everything else as a little kid. Inside Out 2, she's now kind of she's like going from 8th grade into high school. And she's getting she's going through puberty. So these new emotions show up, right? And so they do this really cool thing of explaining how kids are going through their different emotional states inside of this world, like inside of her mind, right? Like there's a moment in the movie that's actually quite beautifully done of like they capture memories in these balls, right? And they're like these different colors. And they show her having an anxiety attack and like what spurs that on. Like it's done in such a creative and smart way. Like the movie's very good. For some reason, people think that like Pixar movies aren't doing well. Yeah, that movie already made like $500 million. Like already, I think the second weekend it's aiming at an $85 to $90 million second weekend, and it's about to overtake Dune for the most the biggest movie of the year already. So yeah, Inside Out is a really, really good series. It's excellent. So I would highly recommend seeing the first one. It's on Disney Plus, obviously, and then going to see the second one. It's awesome. I don't know who plays the major character in the new one is Anxiety. So it's good.
That's AO, the woman from The Bear. Yeah.
Oh, is that her? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
She does a great
Makes
job.
sense.
Ayo Edeberry, yeah. Yeah, and so all of the other actors are back. Oh, wait, no. No, it's not. It's not the one. No, it's
plays Envy. Maya Hawke.
Maya
Ethan's daughter plays Anxiety.
Oh.
Look at me, loud and raw.
That's certainly an interesting picture they chose for Wikipedia. I'll just say. Okay. So, Ayo Edeberry plays Envy. Okay, got it. Yeah, so it's very, very good. Highly recommend. Micah, you watch Presumed Innocent.
No, I just looked at the.
Yeah, why'd you?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's all right.
you know,
Like that was.
that was a choice. That was a good for you.
She looks just like her mother. God damn.
Who's her mom?
What's her name? She from
Uma Thurman.
Uma Thurman, yeah. Killed it.
Right.
She looks exactly like her.
She does. She really does.
Look, I'm gonna be a real piece of shit. I didn't notice what her face looked like. I have to reopen.
Hey, I get it.
I mean, oh yeah, she does look like a lot like her mom. She does. Now that I see. All right.
Twin.
Now that you're actually looking at
Now
her
that
face.
you actually,
I did. It was.
Now that you realize her eyes were up here, and they're like, God damn, what's wrong with you?
I mean, they were. In fairness, Wikipedia cropped the image. It didn't. Micah, you watch Presumed Innocent on Apple TV?
Yeah, because if it's a legal drama, we're watching it, and it's actually really good. A prosecutor becomes prime suspect in the murder of one of his colleagues. That's the premise of the movie, the show. It was also a book and a film. I did not see the film because I did not know my wife in 1990.
Is that a John Grisham book?
No, Scott Turow. Turow.
Okay, but the movie is starring Harrison Ford, which I think he was in one
And
of those.
Brian Dennehy.
Brian Dennehy.
And look,
Yes. No, it's not actually.
Jake Gyllenhaal plays Rusty Savage, this district attorney. Yeah, well, his actual name is like something Jewish that I can't pronounce. Rosat Savage is his name,
Okay.
but people call him Rusty. And he works for not a law firm, but like I forget where this takes place, but he works for like the DA, right?
Okay.
And he is one of his colleagues at the DA's office is murdered, and she is like murdered in a very specific way. She's hogtied, right? and they find her like hogtied or some shit like that.
I'm sorry, that reminded me of that R. Kelly quote. You say I hogtie somebody. I don't even know how to hogtie anybody. That's a wild quote.
And he is very like upset about this, like extremely upset, like very, very, very upset that this married man is incredibly upset that this specific colleague has been murdered. And it turns out he was having an affair with said colleague.
Really?
Yeah, sure.
And he was cheating on her with Ruth Negga. Ruth Negga plays his wife.
Hardy. Got it.
And she knows about the affair, right? She knows about the affair. They had some issues, but they're still working it out. And he never stopped. And that's what she didn't know. And the DA's office finds out. And now it's like, oh, well, nigga, like, I got to bring you in.
Yeah,
bro.
Of course. What the fuck?
And but he wanted to investigate the case. He was like, before they found out, he was like, let me take it. This guy, he's a dummy. I'm gonna do it. She was my friend. I'll do it, right? And now that he's a suspect, he's like, oh, well, why were you trying to be on this case there, buddy? What perhaps you were trying to cover your tracks. Look, this is a very good show. This is from David E. Kelly, and David E. Kelly makes good to great TV.
What else has he done?
Doogie Howser, M.D., Picket Fences, Chicago Hope, The Practice, Boston Legal, Ally McBeal, Boston Public, Big Little Lies, Big Sky. He does a lot of television.
Yeah, clearly. Jesus Christ. He's the Dick Wolf of legal dramas.
Yeah.
Well,
I think he cracked $1 billion earlier this year, didn't he?
Probably.
I would like to think so. I mean, he's got a whole New York like crime empire, and then it was so big he went to Chicago.
Yeah.
And he's got Chicago Med and Chicago Fire and Chicago PD. He's just going through.
He cracked $1 billion, 1.2 billion.
Yeah. It seems like that's just too long for him. Okay, this makes sense. David E. Kelly, he also has a JD from Boston University. So, yeah, he's born and bred in this shit. All right.
There you go.
Cool. I mean,
this
is
a very good
baby?
show.
Is there a dancing baby in this one?
Not in this particular show, but this show is very good. I'm into it. I think you guys would enjoy it.
It looks good,
and I do recommend it.
All right, cool. And it's not fully out, right? Like this is a limited series they're doing week to week or something like that?
Week to week. The first 3 episodes are out. We've watched the first 2. I'm very interested to see episode 3 because episode 3 is called Discovery. So that will be incredibly interesting.
Yeah, and I assume, and I've not watched it, I assume Discovery means they discover he's a fucking blue alien in episode 3. That's what they're doing now. Every new show, surprise, it's a fucking alien. It has nothing to do with the fucking major.
Oh, God.
Did you ever finish Sugar?
We finished it. She wanted to finish it because, we find that out. We find that out at episode, 6 of 8. And she's like, well, fucking in for a penny, in for a pound, man. We got to finish it now. It's got to mean something. And she was pissed. And she normally is just very nonchalant when it comes to TV because she watches a lot of it. So it's like, all right, I've seen it all. Nah, she was fucking mad. And she was like, this is so stupid. She was swearing. And my wife doesn't swear unless she's really mad or frustrated.
I love that.
So yeah, she was fucking pissed, man.
Nah, if I watched that show and they said this nigga's a blue alien, I'd be like, that's it. I'm good, yo. Unless he's got superpowers, I'm done. This is dumb.
Yeah, he kind of does have superpowers, but no, yo, he's a fucking blue alien, and then there's a group of them, right? And the group of them are like, shit, we gotta go. We gotta, we about to get found out. We gotta go back to our fucking home planet or some shit. And he's just like, no, I want to stay. I want to stay here. And then he just stays here.
And just solves the crime. See you next season. Okay.
Just twist for the sake of twists. Like, someone got mad because they were like, did you just spoil sugar for me? And I'm saying to myself, like, I did you a favor, yo. It really had, that twist has absolutely nothing to do with the story.
With the
nothing.
plot, right?
Nothing.
Like why did you do
for
that?
the sake of a twist.
Yeah, that's very fucking lame and annoying. Yeah, just quickly before we move on, I also watched. I don't know. I don't think I'm caught up, but I watched more of Dark Matter. Again, I cannot recommend that show enough. It's excellent. People should be checking that out on Apple TV. It's very, very good. All right, let's talk about quickly about Acolyte. I don't. Okay. All right, the fourth episode. Look, I think the show is fine. The show is fine. It's very much background noise for me. I felt.
Wait a minute before you continue. If it's fine,
it's fine. It's fine.
No, because you said it's background noise. That means
like
it's not
if
really all that
okay,
great.
like I'm sitting. I'm sitting at my laptop. I have the TV that's in front of me.
Okay.
And I
Are
have
you
it
paying
on.
attention?
I'm
Because
mostly paying attention. It's like I'm probably paying attention to 75 to 80% of it.
I get it. Like the discourse is that it's woke and people hate it. You can say you don't like it. Not because of the reason other people don't like it. You can just be like, that shit sucks.
No. I have no problem. Here's my thing. I have zero issues with people not liking the show. What I don't like is people pretending they don't like the show based on other things when it is clear that it's the fact that they're black or that there's women or there's not enough white dudes. That's my only issue. I don't give a fuck. If you don't like Star Wars, who cares? I am at the point in my life I hate the fucking discourse around Star Wars. All of it. You assholes are ruining it. You're ruining it. Not just Star Wars. All fucking nerd IP. You're ruining it. Like, you're ruining all nerd IP because you're being fucking obnoxious about it. I fucking hate it. I hate all the discourse around it. That being said, it's fine. I think it's fine, just like I thought Ahsoka was fine. It's fine. Like, I wasn't like so pulled in or whatever, like Andor. I thought it was fine. I think it's fine.
As the person that doesn't give a fuck about Star Wars, I watched the first 3 episodes. I think there's only 4 episodes out now.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think it's very good.
That's fair. I
don't think it's good. I just don't think it's a good show. It has nothing to do with the fact that Star Wars and anything like that. I just don't think it's very good. Like, the writing is not all that great. The acting, I guess they're doing the best they can with the material they're giving.
The acting is not,
but it's just kind of
acting is definitely not where it should be. That I will 100%.
Yeah. And again, like, these are good actors. I've seen them in better things. Like, Amanda Stenberg is a very good actress. But I don't think what she's given.
Wasn't she in The Hate You Give?
Yeah. Oh, was that the same chick? Oh, okay. I totally didn't know.
Yeah, she's good. But it's just not good. I'm just like, it's kind of like, all right. And maybe it's just because it's not for me, but I can watch something that's not necessarily for me and realize it's a good show.
Sure.
I just don't think this is very good.
Like, to me, I think that is a perfectly fine criticism. But when you're like, why isn't there any white men in it? Okay, I can't listen to what you're saying.
Hey,
like
I don't need any white men. The white dude that I saw, like, he don't need to be in that motherfucker. But anyway.
And look, spoiler alert.
He wasn't in it long.
Yeah, ain't in it long. Much like Young Jedi, they would rather pick a fucking purple bear than put a white kid in it. They were like, no white boys, none. Which is fucking hilarious.
Oh, man.
But there is something that happens in the 4th episode, which I guess we could talk about now. Micah, what were your thoughts at least on the latest episode?
So the premise of the show overall is very interesting. But what what got it for me, what made my spidey sense start to tingle was when they did the obvious, like, she had an evil twin, right? And it's just like, all right, I mean, damn, I thought there was going to be some mystery, right? And then,
Yeah, they got that over with pretty fast. Right?
And and I guess they did it because they didn't have a better, killer for who this person was killing Jedi, right? So I guess it was very cliche. So I guess if you're going to do an extremely cliche reveal like that, just do it and get it over with. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. But some of the writing is clunky. Like this one scene that I see a couple of sites talking about where she's, I think it's the latest episode, where she's talking about the guide that's going to take them to find the Wookiee Jedi. Mm-hmm. And she says, so is this him or they? And it's like, okay, I get it. You're trying to be inclusive, right? You're trying to not use
that's weird.
Pronouns. Weird. But like, I've seen people, Brad is a master at this. I've seen people like Brad who just use they, them pronouns without having to acknowledge that the person might be a male or a female. So just like he does it seamlessly.
And if you use it all the time, then yeah,
if you're gonna use those pronouns, just use them. Don't make it clunky, right? Don't make it clunky, right? Like that's just bad writing. And then, in episode 3, the flashback episode, the flashback episode, we see, the rift between the two twins. There was this big kerfluffle about, episode 3, and that like these two twins, these girls were kind of created with no men and kind of like used the Force to create them through like immaculate conception.
Yeah, sort of a lesbianic relationship situation. Yeah.
Right. And that Anakin Skywalker, who also was created through immaculate conception, like was the chosen one. Well,
are
now
these Christians that are angry?
It's an allegory for religion. Hello.
So what are you angry for?
Like, well, because
a 14-year-old had a child magically.
Religion,
right? because
Christianity
Anakin is
based on a
longer...
girl sticking to her story. All right. What?
They're pissed because Anakin. They're pissed because Anakin is not the chosen one. If these two exist through the same means, that's their story.
I literally
and they're black.
And they're black and product of two women. That's what the real issue is. Like they're black and they're product of two women. That's the real issue.
Gotcha.
But we don't even know how they were created. We literally don't know.
But
we don't know.
But that's not my issue. My issue with episode 3 is the one sister burned a fucking village down to stop her other sister from joining this religious sect, right? The Jedi Order, right? She burned a whole goddamn town down, right? She did it. She was like, "No, I can't let you go. I can't let you go," right? And then looked like that little girl in the meme with the house burning and shit. Right, like,
I mean, it's like idiot kid logic. Like, I'm gonna kill you to make you stay, but then I'll be dead though. Like that's okay,
right. But like, and she was all, and she's harbored this, right? She thought her sister was dead. She thought it's the Jedi's fault, and she just harbored all of this, right? She's harbored this for years and years and years. And in episode 4. She just changes her mind, She just changes her mind, and it's
a wild face turn. This is
quite abrupt. This is quite abrupt.
I'm going to turn myself in and go with my sister. That's going to be it. I'm sorry, you were a villain 12 seconds ago. What is happening right now? Like, it made no sense.
You were murdering people. You were murdering people.
Jedi.
A couple of minutes ago.
Jedi.
You know what I mean? Like, it just is. I don't know. I think the show is. I don't know. I don't dislike it enough to. I don't dislike it, and I will finish it. But I kind of wanted the show to get more into how the Jedi are, a religious organization, and the fact that I wanted this to be a commentary on religion and fundamentalism and nature versus nurture and what religion does to people, right?
Yeah.
Because like these witches, like they believe in the Force, but they call it something different, right? Like I'm one of those people that like I'm willing to believe that there is some sort of God or creator, but and that one entity is a lot of people believe in that entity, but they call it something different and they interpret it in different ways. And I thought that, I don't know, I feel like it would be a much more interesting story if we're going to talk about these, holy warriors, right? Like this era of Star Wars is the Crusades, guys. Like they're these holy warriors with these holy knights, right? And with a religious dogma called the Jedi text and shit. And they conscript children to fill out their ranks, and here's this other coven of witches who have this other idea, and this is supposed to lead to the birth of the Sith, right? Basically like fundamentalists, right? And I don't know, man. Like they're all fundamentalists, but right. It's like Catholic. It's like the Jedi are Catholics, right?
Right. And this is what we talked about offline, right? Like this idea of the show feels like a fight between old religion and a new version, like a new sect of that religion, right? And like I still think there is a real potential there, but ultimately there's something about this series that I think people don't take into account, right? And I think we're also not taking into account. This shit is for like 12-year-olds.
Yeah, it's for
like it is. And I was thinking about this after you and I talked offline today, Micah. Like Star Wars had been running in place from 1983 was Return of the Jedi, right? Star Wars had been running in place from 83 pretty much all the way until they decided we're going to do like we're gonna sell, like Lucas is gonna sell it to Disney, and Disney is like, we're going to do something totally new. We're gonna come back and we're gonna do the High Republic and all this other shit. Like, I don't believe that Lucas sold Star Wars to Disney just for the money. He has plenty of money. I think he was out of fucking ideas. And it is clear that he's been out of ideas for a long time. And you could say, oh, well, they did Clone Wars and they did the prequel trilogy. That's all the same idea. You're running in place because he didn't have anything else. If he had something else, he would have done the latter third of the trilogy, or excuse me, of the series. It didn't happen until someone else took it over. And you could say, well, the quality is bad or whatever. I'm not saying it's good.
They didn't have any new ideas either.
Right. No, but they didn't. And I agree with you. But that's all. And even that trilogy is still running in place. This is the first time it's not running in place. And so, like, okay, we take it back here. And again, I'm not saying the quality is better than the original. I'm not saying any of that. I'm not even talking about quality. But I'm just talking about as far as ideas. This is the first time Star Wars is actually taking completely new ground. Everything else you've seen is based in that same small box that the original trilogy is in. But at the same time of that running in place, now we're doing something new. You are watching them do something new in a franchise. For me, I was 3 years old when fucking Return of the Jedi came out. I didn't see that at 3, right? So I was a little bit older when I finally first understood what Star Wars was. And all of these people complaining, you're talking about a franchise that's fucking 40 years old. That's been the same thing. People are like, no, but these were really good. It's the same fucking idea. They've never done anything different. I looked it up. Star Wars Insider, which is Star Wars magazine, came out in 1987, 4 years after the original trilogy. It is still going. It went on from 87 all the way through to 99, and they had no new Star Wars anything. Running in place. It didn't do anything. Here's an interview with this guy who was in the movie. From 85 or from 83? Who gives a fuck? It's 1992. Running in place. Lucas had no fucking ideas. And I'm not saying this other shit is good. What I am saying, though, is they've never done anything different. And for the first time in all of this shit since 70, and take the original trilogy out, right? We all love the original trilogy or whatever. Take that out. After that, no one has done anything new or fucking interesting with this series until Andor. That was the first time someone took it and said, let's try something really new with Star Wars. Everything else has been for 10 to 20-year-olds, and it's been the same running story in place. They finally did something different. And you could maybe put in Rogue One. But again, I still count that as running in fucking place. Because it's the same as the original fucking story. That's the first time. So everyone's shitting all over Star Wars. Bitch, they've been doing the same shit for 40 fucking years. It's the first time someone's tried something different. I don't know, man. It's not for you. It's made for 11-year-olds. Sorry. And then I see asshole going, Andor is boring. Bitch, that's the only adult thing they've done. It's the only adult thing they've done since 77. It's fucking irritating. Nothing. You hate all of this shit, and you don't try anything new. You don't try anything new. They're not always going to hit. And most shit is mediocre anyway. It is. That fucking prequel trilogy is mediocre as fuck. It is. It just is. And if you were a little kid when you grew up with it, it was fucking dope as shit. I get it. But guess what? I was like, 99? I was 19 years old. Mediocre as fuck. It was mediocre as fuck. And I was in line to see that shit. You and I, we were fucking in line at White Marsh Mall to see Phantom Menace. We were fucking hyped. And when we left, we were like, that last fight was really good. The rest of this movie was not very good. Yeah, it was mediocre as fuck. That's what happens when you get fucking old.
As a 39-year-old.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. But that's my point. That's what I'm saying. I can look at this and go, it's mediocre. It is. It's fine. Yeah. But niggas are watching this like, this isn't as good as the one in 77. Bitch, you were 4. You were 4 years old, yo. I can go and get my daughter to sit down and watch every movie. Every movie she sees is a fucking amazing. Now get her to watch it at 24 and be like, is this as good? Well, no, it's not as good. Yeah, no shit. No shit. Your brain is this fucking big and you're not thinking that deeply. Shut up, yo. This shit gets on my nerves. You've ruined Star Wars. You've ruined the fucking discourse. You've ruined it. Because none of you niggas have learned to grow up. When you get older, shit is not as interesting. That type of shit is not as interesting. It's for fucking kids. As kids, do they think Acolyte is great? They're like, this is the greatest shit I've ever seen. Because it's for them. Now ask kids to watch Andor. This is fucking boring. I hate it. Because it's not for them. It's for adults. That's the difference. And you can like both as an adult, but don't expect fucking Acolyte or Ahsoka or any of these other shit to come out for kids to be as good as the shit for adults. It's not for you. It's not. I've been thinking about this a lot today, and I was really fucking. I like every time I see one of these fucking guys. This isn't as good as the shit from '85. I want to push you down a flight of fucking stairs. Shut up. Shut up. You know? And again, you can enjoy all of it. Like you can enjoy all of it, and it's fine. But holding that shit to the same standard that you had when you were a kid is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
If you saw the first trilogy in theaters, you're in your 50s.
Thank you, yo.
Why are you still acting like a child?
Thank you.
Weird.
Why isn't this as good? It doesn't hit the same as the original. Yeah, dude. You were 6 years old. Sorry. I love Batman '89, and I can watch it now and still enjoy it. But it isn't like when I saw it when I was 9. That shit blew my mind when I was 9.
That shit was amazing.
I'm like, movies are never going to get better than this. Yeah, they did. They really did. Like, but you don't have to hold everything to the standard that you were a kid. That's fucking stupid. Be smarter than that. I fucking hate it. Yeah, I hate it. You've ruined Star Wars, yo. I sent it to you guys. I Googled times for Inside Out 2, and the shit I got was, is Inside Out 2 woke? Conservatives have ruined movie discourse, yo. Have they? Is the little girl non-binary? She's a little girl, dude. What the fuck are we talking about, you know?
I mean, they're coming to the realization that everything they love is woke, right?
Good. Stop watching it.
Literally all art is woke.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have to have some sort of feeling and emotion to produce something that should be considered art, which is why you don't see a lot of like conservative,
funny, conservative comedians,
right?
They're not
like because they have one trick. They talk about the race card being played. They have one card to play, and it is complaining about shit that they don't like. But they don't like one specific thing, and it just is.
Why is there girls in it?
Yeah, man. Like it, I don't know, man.
Yeah, the
like
boys is woke now. They just figured that one out.
now,
right? Bitch was woke since episode 1. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers think Laz Alonso was recast because he shaved his beard.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I saw that today. Yeah. I was like, what? And he lost some weight.
Nigga. People think he was recast because he
white people. Yo. Just say white people, yo. No black person thought that, yo. Like no black person. They're like,
I thought that was a different Negro. Okay.
They can shave their beards. They're just like us. Yeah, no.
Oh shit!
The fact that they had to write that title, no, he was not recast, is insane to me. Again,
speaking of the boys, what do you guys think of the series so far? What's the next one?
You're absolutely right. What I'll think of Multiple Men after that episode. I'm good. Thanks.
Yeah,
thank you. I did not need that. And then the subsequent sort of scene with that character. And they were like, oh, like, okay, that's what happened to them. All right. Just murder them. Yeah, I mean, the subtext, the little that they had left is all text now.
Yeah, they just threw that into an incinerator, you know? Like, it's gone.
If
people that fucking stupid that they had to go that hard in the paint?
Yes.
Because it's almost like I'm still enjoying it. Like, I finished episode 4 earlier today. There was a scene I literally could not watch. I was like turned away from the screen. I couldn't do it because I don't like eye shit.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, man. I was like, nope, I can't. I literally was like, nope. I'm gonna wait until all the fucking sounds are done until she finishes whatever the fuck she's. I saw she was like, yeah, I need to put this thing in my eye. Oh, so she. Oh, I don't need to see that. But it's gotten to the point where they're just doing shit. I understand they were kind of doing it in the first 3 seasons.
Yeah.
But this one in particular, I'm just kind of like, you're just kind of doing shit to do shit. Like, to be very, very violent. And I'm like, I'm kind of getting
1,000%.
I'm kind of getting like tired of that.
My thing with the
Homelander being every room that motherfucker walks into, yo, it's a horror scene. It's just a horror movie of what he's about to do. I'm like, he's about to do some real fucked up shit to you niggas, and I don't. Yeah, it gives me anxiety every time he's in the room because I know he's about to kill a bunch of people.
I can't believe he's the villain. Like, it says a lot about people. It says a lot about the person who thinks Homelander was the hero in this show.
How?
Especially after episode 4, yo. Especially after episode 4. And there's going to be people who are like, well, they deserved it because, yada, yada, yada. But like, nah, yo. Nah. Mm-mm. Like, look, I've been there with you since episode 3 and since the spinoff. Look, The Boys is entertaining for what it is, like actively in the moment. But I remember us having a conversation where I totally forgot about a lot of things about every season. Like as soon as the season's over, The Boys is gone. Like
it's Chinese. It's Chinese food, right? Like it's not with you 30 minutes afterwards.
It has no lasting. It has no lasting impact, and I don't know if it's because like part of it is because like it's edgelord bullshit. Right. And part of it is because it's our edgelord bullshit. Right. It's speaking to us as people who are, correct thinking. But it doesn't like The Boys I can take or leave. And even with that spinoff show, like I didn't watch that until like damn near all the episodes were out. And I was like, oh, okay. Like,
yeah, I like it.
When I'm watching it. Yeah, when I'm watching it, I like it, but like I wouldn't miss it. And I think this series is hung on a little too long. We'll talk about it a little later, but I kind of needed this to be the last season.
I'm very interested to see what they do in the last one.
I think I actually enjoyed Gen V that season more than I'm enjoying season 4 of The Boys right now.
I would agree with. I would agree with that
because this I'm just kind of like Frenchie with his story. Did he do that in any previous season? Kill that dude's fucking family? I'm like, what the fuck? Where did that come from?
That's just a background thing with him.
So just added that just out of nowhere? Because I'm like, I don't remember him killing a whole family in any other season previously.
No,
and all of a sudden,
I guess they wanted to
handle a relationship with this guy. Give him something to do, and I was just like, what did I miss? Because I know I've watched every season, every episode, and I don't remember that happening.
Here's the thing.
Like, now he's got this.
It could have.
Like, I killed his family.
It could have happened. I don't remember it because this show does not leave a lasting impression on me.
I agree with that.
You know what leaves a lasting impression? Fucking Homelander, because Homelander is a horror movie villain. Homelander leaves a lasting impression like the Xenomorphs leave a lasting impression. Like Jason
bursting out of your chest.
Right. Like those movies, those horror movies are about the horror icon, right? And he is the horror icon in this show. Mm-hmm. Nobody gives a fuck about the kids getting bludgeoned to death while they're in their sleeping bags. They give a fuck about Jason Voorhees doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. and the final girl, whoever it may be in the movie.
Right.
Especially if they come back.
I don't know who. I can't remember the name of that woman who can pop heads in the show. She is a prominent character in that show, and I don't remember her name.
Evil AOC.
What is it?
It's just Evil AOC.
Right, it's Evil AOC. Who is the new girl? The new woman who is obviously Marjorie Taylor Greene, right? Like
something fire.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's a firestorm?
Sparkster.
Exactly. Now look, I know what you're saying. You got the internet right there. You could just look it up. Yo, I literally just watched episode 4 today and I can't remember it. Like
I'm not even done episode 3. I was literally watching before we started hitting record. I think it's Firestorm or something like that. But
and look, I'm not shitting on The Boys, before people get mad because liking a TV show is your personality. I like the show. I like it. It speaks to me, but like it's also saying it's saying what needs to be said, but it's talking to me and I already know it. So it's not hitting me. This is a me thing is what I'm saying. It is okay to like The Boys.
Look,
it's okay to not like it.
I mean, slightly enjoying what I'm watching. It's just kind of losing steam for me.
Yeah, and look,
like the first episode, the first season, I'm like, oh, so it's cool. And as the seasons have gone on, I'm like, Homelander's really cool. Everything else, not cool, but like he's a very compelling villain.
Interesting.
He's a super compelling
villain. Everything else is around is like background noise, like
Acolyte is for me.
like Acolyte. Exactly.
It's just playing in the background. The one thing I will say about this season, and I think it's part of the reason it's not hitting as hard for me, and I'm enjoying the season, but I agree, like it's a bit weaker than the other ones. The team is not all together, and that in any show like this or movie like this, like when you go into like a sequel, when you have the team and their dynamic worked really well in like season 1 and season 2, and then this team sort of gets kind of cracked and broken apart, and there's like different people leading. They are up to what? Episode 4, right? Is out now. Mm-hmm. My guess is episode 5 is where Butcher fully comes back and he takes over the team again. You need, like, him not being there as much also does damage to the show. Like, it does. His, like, Carl Urban's personality kind of pulls the other characters in a direction I think that works much better. So, like, I understand sort of maybe from a design choice, they're like, well, you got to do the classic thing. You got to break the team up and let them do their thing and then bring them back together, and that's, like, the great moment. But it does do a little bit of damage to that dynamic that you're used to, which is kind of fun. And they're all kind of doing their own thing, which is not. It just, I think it hurts the story overall. But it's a classic writing thing, which I actually kind of despise. But yeah, it's not. It doesn't seem as. It just doesn't seem as cohesive as the previous seasons do. I do agree, some of the stuff, it's like, okay, we're just doing the wildest shit we can think of just to do it, right? Like that's 100% there. But I think it ending at season 5 is the correct choice, honestly. I think it could have probably ended at this season, but if you want to do 5, whatever. They are still going to do some of the spinoffs. It will be interesting to see how they're planning on doing that. Like who is going to survive and who isn't. Like to get kind of pushed out to the TV shows, like I don't know. So we'll see. But yeah, it's better than fine. It's better. It's better. I like her character a lot, and I like that she's a black woman who is not planning on saving everyone. Like she's doing quite the opposite, which is playing against.
I think she's a very interesting character, and I'm super curious as to what. If she has like what her motivations are.
Yeah, she has an ulterior motive.
She's not dumb, right? Like quite the opposite. She's
literally in
the world, right? So she's not working with Homelander. She has her. Yeah. She's using him as a means to an end. That is the most interesting thing in this show to me.
Yeah, and I saw
that's kind of what kept me going. That and what's going on with Huey's father at the end of episode 4. Like I'm kind of like that hooked me. I'm like, okay, you got me to watch the next episode because I was about to be like, I don't give a fuck about none of this shit no more. To be honest with you,
but it is, and often they do this, right? I'm not saying like make the first part not as good, but often the big hooks of the season come in about midway point, right? Like. Where they're like, all right, we're going balls to the wall in these last like 4 or 5 episodes. So they really try to hook you in like around episode 5. So turns out maybe episode 4 for this one. But I don't know how many episodes this season's going to be. All right. So last but certainly not least, the season opener for House of the Dragon season 2. Yeah. Turns out Game of Thrones, guys, people really like that franchise. Weird. I enjoyed it. It continues to be fucked up. I don't know what's in the book that was supposed to be more fucked up than that, but at the end, I got it. It was enough for me. I feel like you Game of Thrones book people are maybe a little bit sadistic. I'm just saying. If you wanted more.
So creeps. The thing that happens at the end, a choice needs to be made. And the character that makes that choice is different in the book. The character that makes that choice
is a different character at all.
Is a different character. Is Allison, the green, right? She makes that choice in the book, and and that show and the way it is written is far more gruesome, and like one of the guys threatens to do some Drake shit to a character. Okay. And
I don't know what that means, but that makes me feel very uncomfortable.
Well, if you're going to open an Adobe file, you know exactly what it means. And right before the actual thing happens in the show. And, it's just, I read this article describing that, and I've read, and I've read in that same article that the showrunners of this show are trying to ease away from some of the like gratuitous misogyny and gratuitous like mistreatment of women and violence for the sake of, it's trying not to be the boys, basically. Right.
Yeah,
And, the showrunner consulted with women who were like, yeah, maybe you can cut some of this down, right? Maybe,
nah, B, don't do that.
maybe you cannot say, oh, we're going to do this to this person before we, crisp and wah them. You know what I mean? Like,
the last scene is fucked up, yo. Like, it's fucked up.
Oh, damn. I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to watch it probably tomorrow or Sunday.
All I'll say is, if you're going to do what they did, it's a pretty easy way to figure out this, like, the choice you had to make. You know what I mean? Like it's a weird scenario that doesn't really make any sense. Because in that universe, like, they just wouldn't even have made the choice. Like, I feel like they would have just been like,
yeah, just do both.
Yeah, just both. BOAF. Both.
Both of them?
Both of them. Like, don't even worry about it. So, yeah, it's a good opener. It's a good opener.
It's a very good opener.
Yeah, I find this very good.
I'm back in. I'm back into this show. I think this show is better than Game of Thrones for the simple fact that it is more focused, and and yeah, man, like it's great. I'm very much looking forward to this ride, and to see how angry Anthony will get.
He just posted a picture that said the book is better. Shut up, nerd. House of the Dragon so far so good, man. It's really good. I tried to get my wife to watch the first season, and then there was a scene of a baby being birthed, and it was like blood everywhere. She was like, "Nah, I'm good. Like, I'm good." I'm like, watching this opener. You know what? You made the right choice. I don't think the season's not for you. It's just not for you. Now,
also, like
the coffee table.
I can't wait. I can't wait for black people to start naming their kids after Targaryens, right? Because these some black ass names, yo. Fucking Jaehaerys and Jaehaera. You trying to tell me Jaehaerys don't play fucking wide receiver for the Colts? Fuck out of here.
Jaehaerys Smith from, like Charlottesville.
Rhaenyra. Yo, these some black ass names.
I feel like there's probably already
Rhaenyra out there.
There's definitely a Rhaenyra.
That was 2-3 years ago. Yeah, there's some Rhaenyras out there. They might be white.
Viserys.
These white folks are just catching up.
Yeah, they got some wild ass names.
Wear that money.
All right, so there you go. That's checked out. That was a very large portion of the
hour-long checkout.
Yeah, quite literally.
A lot of stuff. It was 2 weeks.
Yep. All right, let's get into topics. Micah, take it away.
Following a breakout first season that included a sweep at the Emmys, Netflix and A24's anthology series Beef is zeroing in on some high-profile talent for its second season. Sources tell Deadline that Oscar Isaac and Carey Mulligan are in negotiations to star in season 2. As Deadline previously reported, Charles Melton and Kaylee Spaney will also appear in season 2. Netflix has no comments, but insiders say that the second season is revolving around two feuding couples. Oh, that's gonna be great.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'm here for that.
Insiders said no official season 2 green light has been given. Look,
Spain ship was just in Civil War. I mean, Romulus.
If
She's everywhere.
if this is going to be around two feuding couples, this is gonna bring some marriages together, man. This is gonna, we could be petty together.
Yeah, no, I like
it won't be like a man woman thing. It'll be a us thing.
Us versus them. No, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
I like
That's
that a lot.
That feels like the same reason that House of Cards was popular, right? People were like, I know this couple is evil, but they evil together against other people, and I like that. Right? You sit on your balcony, smoke cigarettes, and figure out how to destroy the democracy from the inside. Just little shit.
Oscar Isaac and Carey Mulligan were the couple in Drive. You remember that? He was in jail and he got out. And she was
Drive?
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah. Remember, he got out and he had to do the job for the guys, and he ended up getting shot in the head or shot in the chest.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen Drive. Yeah, this is good. I did not realize this was going to be an anthology series. I just thought this was kind of a one-off thing. So that's kind of dope.
Maybe it was originally. Maybe it was originally.
Did so fucking well.
Yeah.
We won a bunch of Emmys, guys. Like, let's keep this train rolling.
Yeah, I got no problem.
You know, Netflix, they're greedy asses, they're needy asses. Will be like, we got awards. People took us seriously. Oh shit.
Yeah. Now let's take all this money that we got and make another fucking J-Lo movie. Great.
Wasn't it an Asian person that directed and wrote the first season?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
I hope that they either keep the same writers or get someone.
Yeah, I'm about to say, because they had a unique experience with the fact that there was an Asian writer director and it was an Asian fucking cast.
Yeah.
See if they can catch lightning in a bottle again. I mean, I like Oscar Isaac and Carey Mulligan, but you know,
I
that was
hope
part of the charm of that fucking show. the characters themselves. Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe he's
Asian characters. There were two Asian characters that weren't fucking martial artist mathematicians.
Genius card counters. Like, how do they do it?
Right. Like, what the fuck?
They both run Korean restaurants. Amazing. No, look, maybe it's you could still pull that off. Maybe Oscar Isaac is married to a Latin woman and Carey Mulligan is married to a white dude, and like the feud is like a Latin couple versus a white couple. I'm here for that. Like in these American streets, I could see it. So, maybe he gets to play somebody of an actual ethnicity instead of normally playing a guy with all the ethnicities. He's like he's Johnny.
Mr. Ambiguous.
Yeah, he's Johnny. Race, yes. So, yeah, I'm cool with that. That sounds good to me. All right, next up.
Batman Caped Crusader has cast Hamish Linklater, Jamie Chung, and Christina.
Why you looking like that? Why you say it?
I just never heard of Hamish Linklater before. Hamish?
You've seen him.
You've seen him before. You've seen him before.
Real tall, skinny dude.
This guy does not look like Batman. I do not know what this person.
He's playing the live action Batman for the DCEU. That's him.
Did you see what was that? What was that? That Netflix show, Midnight Mass. He was
hell no.
I wanted to.
That show was really good.
Was he in that?
But then again, everything what's his name does is really fucking good. God damn, the director. I can't remember his name is right now. Mike Flanagan.
Oh, yeah.
Is an excellent horror director. Everything he does is fucking great. He did Dr. Sleep, Midnight Mass, Midnight Club, The Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah, you
the damn, the one that just came out last year, the Eddie Allen Poe show. I don't remember the name of it.
sounds a little too
Fall-
scary for me. Thank you.
Yeah, the Fall of the House of Usher. He did.
So,
But anyway, this dude is. Don't you have a little clip of what he sounds like?
I do.
while you cue that up, I will set some of this up. Batman Caped Crusader has done a good job of keeping the identities of the actors who have voiced the new heroes and villains under wraps. When asked who their co-stars were, Jamie Chung says, "I have a question for you. Who plays Bruce?" Because she doesn't know. She is playing Harley Quinn. The actors recorded their lines separately because that early part of production process for the Amazon Prime show, which debuts on August 1st, took place at the end of the pandemic lockdowns. Yada yada yada. Then they give some of the supporting cast. Okay, Christina Ricci plays Catwoman, and okay, I wanna hear this, man. I haven't heard this yet. I want to hear this guy say, "I am the Knight. I am Batman."
All right. Now, this is like a minute. He's telling you all the actors who are going to be in the show, but he's doing it in the Batman voice. All right. So here you
go. Okay, maybe.
Hold the power to hide who you are or create who you are. But the time has come to shed our masks and unveil the heroes and villains of Batman, Caped Crusader. McKenna Grace, Toby Stevens, Reed Scott, Dan Donahue, Gary Anthony Williams, Jason Watkins, John DiMaggio, Crystal Joy Brown, Michelle Bonilla, Eric Morgan Stewart, Tom Kenny, Minnie Driver, Diedrich Bader, Jamie Chung, Christina Ricci, and I'm Hamish Linklater. I am Batman.
You know, some people have been asking, am I back? You know what? Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. It sounds like Keanu Reeves, yo. It sounds like he's doing
I saw a number of people say that. I saw a number of people say that.
You know who he sounds like as I was listening to it this time? You know who he sounds like? It sounds like him playing H. John Benjamin playing Batman. That's what he sounds like to me. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I don't like it. He just sounds weird. Now, I want to hear his Bruce Wayne voice because apparently that's why they really casted him. Because everybody's like, hey, everybody's a Batman voice, right? But they couldn't get the Bruce Wayne. So they're saying, we casted him because he has a really good Bruce Wayne. So hopefully, here's the thing, though.
Here's the thing, though. It's easier to go up than it is to go down. If you got the Batman voice, you can do the Bruce Wayne voice. Anyone could be like, your regular voice needs to be the voice that you are going to use the most, right? And if you are going to be, Batman and intimidate, when you try to go too low, you can't sustain this. You can't sustain having long conversations. We're talking like this. That's what happened to Christian Bale.
Yeah,
that's what happened to, and everybody made fun of that. Right, everybody made fun of that shit because you can't sustain that. The voice that you're going to use the most is the voice that you need to have sustained, and it's so much easier to go up than it is to go down. Like,
I want to hear what he sounds like because his voice, Hamish Linklater's voice. It's up there. Like his normal voice is not exactly like deep. So he's actually really like working on making his voice sound like that. He sounds like he sounds, but like his normal voice, I could easily see him being Batman. I mean, I can easily see him being Bruce Wayne, but Yeah, I don't like that
Yeah.
Batman voice at all. It just sounds so forced to me. It's like, what the fuck is going on here?
It's the Christian Bale thing, man. It's the Christian Bale thing, and that's what I'm going to hear now. I'm going to hear him trying to affect a voice when it should just be your voice. And or like put some effects on his voice or something, man. Like
Just modulate
it down.
Ben
like Ben
Affleck.
Affleck did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like if you got to do all that, right? But nah, man, it's so much easier to go up and sustain it and to be able to emote than it is to swear to me. Like it's a little disappointing, but I'll give it a shot. Look,
It looks great. Like the artwork.
Yeah, I
is
like
awesome.
the way it looks. It's definitely giving me Batman the Animated Series vibes.
Yeah.
Visually. But
Yeah, and it's all the sort of original design, like Catwoman and everything else is the original comic designs, which are.
and apparently it takes place in the 40s. So how's that going to work? As far as equipment?
It's like the quasi. I mean, Batman the
Yeah.
Animated Series is sort of quasi 50s,
Yeah.
which I kind of love that era for Batman because nobody else has anything but like Tommy guns. And so he can kick a lot of ass. In the modern time, it's like, well, you're gonna need a little bit more equipment than just like a grappling hook, dude. These guys have P90s and all sorts of other shit. You know, it makes it a little bit more difficult. But if everyone's driving an early Ford and it's going 30 miles an hour, life's not that hard for you. It's pretty good.
You're gonna out grapple a fucking 1947 Rolls Royce.
Right, like you go be okay. Like you're fine. I don't think we really need to get into the boys anymore. Like we just talked about them ad nauseum. So it's ending at season 5. So that was the next story.
Yeah, The Boys is ending as season 5. Good. I think because this is another show that the discourse around it is, while amusing, it can get tiring.
It's getting fucking
It's making me dumb to have to kind of talk about it. So
yeah, agreed. I'm so glad stupid people don't watch those other shows that I watch. Like I'm so happy. Like I don't have to hear is dark matter woke. Yeah, it's super woke, guys. There's just a bunch of gay trans people just sucking each other off. Don't watch it. Don't ever watch it. Please. They're all fucking each other and calling each other pronouns. It's awesome. Yeah, just don't watch it. Just don't ruin the things I like. Just don't ruin the things I like. Just never turn it on. Everything on Apple TV is all woke. Just don't turn it on, please. Stick to fucking Max or whatever. All right, next up. For some reason, I can't imagine what it is. Mel Gibson says that a funny, serious sequel, Lethal Weapon 5, with Danny Glover is still in the works. No, it's not. No, it's
I
not.
was about to say, get the fuck out of it. No, it isn't, dude. Like, Danny Glover's 79 years old or 82 or 137. I don't know how old he is. He can barely walk at this point. What is he going to do? What is Danny Glover going to do in a new Lethal Weapon movie? Wasn't he sitting on a toilet in 4?
Yeah, he was like, he was stuck to it because it had like an explosive or something.
An explosive on it.
I don't need Danny Glover tying himself. Yeah, Danny Glover is 77 years old. He's literally too old for this shit. I don't see Danny Glover wanting to get back involved with Mel Gibson. Why? Mel Gibson is 68.
Does Danny Glover even know that this nigga's talking about this?
Right, like, is he aware?
Mel Gibson just saying shit.
Mel Gibson is 68 years old. Why does he even want to do this? Besides trying desperately to get back into sort of the limelight, which is never going to happen, by the way. It's not going to happen. So
I've already seen Lethal Weapon 5, as any avid It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia fan has. There was an episode where Dennis and Mac wanted to do a Lethal Weapon, and they made a Lethal Weapon movie, and they took turns being Riggs and Murtaugh, and Dennis, my favorite character, is all right with me because unlike Mac, he did not do blackface when it was his turn to play Roger Murtaugh, whereas Mac painted his put the fucking shoe polish on his face and did the I'm too old for this shit. And what I'm saying is go watch Always Sunny.
That show gets away with shit I cannot believe they are able to pull off.
You know why? Because they're the dummies. Like the joke is on them.
Yeah,
that's why they're able to get away with it. And most people don't want to be the butt of their own jokes. But that's why they can get away with stuff like that. It's the same way Robert Downey Jr. got a pass from literally every black person because we understand that he's a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. And it wasn't, Okeechobee there, boss. Like it wasn't that shit.
Fucking Tropic Thunder, man. That fucking performance is so goddamn funny.
It's great.
It is.
Yep. You more shredded than the julienne salad, man. And it tips.
Yo, that scene was like, that word has held us down for 400 years. Like, man, if you don't get the fuck off of me. This shit was hilarious. Yeah, no, I think this is nonsense. I don't think
song filming not true. I get quote that fucking movie.
Yo, what was his Osiris was his name? Yo, he was a fucking wild dude in that movie. Holy shit. Yeah, okay, so next up, this is just rumored, but this makes sense. Sony is rumored to be in the works casting a live action actor for Miles Morales. We had long suspected that the last of these Miles Morales cartoons was going to take you in or beyond the Spider-Verse, which is into the real world. And look, I'm fine with Sony doing the casting if they're working with Marvel. And let's get real, they're not going to use Miles Morales in their movies. They're not. They're queuing this shit up for the MCU, which makes all the sense in the world. That's fine. But it doesn't make sense for them to try to do this on their own. They're really, really bad at it. So as long as Marvel has some level of say of like, this is a terrible idea. That person's Asian or a white guy. Don't pick them. Pick a Afro-Latino kid. That's fine. So I think the kid from what is it? Blackish. Like that kid seems like a really good choice. Son.
How old is he now?
Yeah, I was about to say, you think he'll go that old?
He's in college now. Right?
Is he? No, not that son. The youngest son, not the life.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
You mean like in real life? No, because on the show from Blackish, the older son is in college. I thought that's what you were referring to. Juniors.
Miles Brown is 19.
That doesn't feel too. You think that's too old for Miles Morales?
Well, maybe if they're filming tomorrow. No.
Okay, fair. Yeah, that's fair. Now, I guess the question is,
and look, actors play young all the time.
Yeah, what
right?
does he look? What does he look like in 20?
Yeah, it depends. Right, look at Tom Holland, right?
Yeah, that's like 30 years old. Nigga looks like you look 12. Like he's trying desperately to be like, yo, I'm doing adult movies. I'm a real man.
Right.
I'm a real boy. I mean, man.
Look at my penis.
I'd rather not. I mean, if he shaved his fucking mustache, god damn, old ass nigga. If he shaved his mustache, he'd still look pretty young. I bet he would. I guarantee you, he'd shave his mustache in a hot minute for that fucking Spider-Man role, yo. He'd be like, absolutely. He's Afro-Latino.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Actors play young all the time, so. Yeah, he's a good choice. I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head, and I'm not going to pigeonhole it to be Afro-Latino. Like you can look the part. You can look the part.
He's Afro-Latino, by the way.
I know.
Yeah, like
yeah. I mean, I get it. Like, I'm not cast a Puerto Rican kid. I don't give a shit. Cast a full-blooded Boricua. Just
like they did in Bad Boys.
Yeah, just like they did in Bad Boys.
Yeah, he half black. No, he's not.
He's half black, right?
Look, I didn't look it up, but it don't feel right, yo. It don't feel right, yo.
Yeah, that guy's half black. He could be Miles Morales.
Yeah, just the same guy. Like from Armando to fucking Miles Morales.
And if they don't do Afro Latino, like black people would pitch a fit if this kid was full blooded Puerto Rican.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yo, just cover your bases. Yo, just cover your bases. We don't need it. Like this is our shared hero. We don't need one side getting fucking mad about this. We can both share. It's fine.
But that's the thing. Like he is a shared hero, but like black people don't acknowledge that. Yo,
nah, fuck that. Why you speaking Spanish?
They don't acknowledge the fact that he's
black.
Right, he's black. He's black. Like one drop rule, nigga. You black. Like all right, yo, but like just throw some shine on his Puerto Rican mother. As much as you niggas love fucking Puerto Rican women, like
yeah, like why you mad though?
Like why you mad though? You gotta share, yo. You gotta share. All right, you gotta share.
What do you like, mofongo or fried chicken? Like which one? I don't even know what mofongo is. So yeah, no. Look, I think this makes sense. It's not particularly surprising. So. All right, just pick someone good, man. Please, just pick someone good and give it to Marvel. Marvel's Blade loses director Jan Demange. More on that in a second. So he stepped away. And then Hollywood Reporter ran a story titled "Why Blade Can't Cut Through Development Hell." All right. Let's calm down with the fucking New York Post puns. I'll give you one. Marvel Studios keeps trying to unsheath Blade, but the vampire thriller is stuck in its scarab. Please stop. So
scabbard.
Okay, sorry, scabbard. I've never heard that word before.
It's scarab, like a fucking bug.
Yeah, fair enough. So, yeah, look, you and I talked about this, Micah, offline, and you had the immediate theory that the common denominator between all of this is Mahershala Ali, right? And I 100% agree with you. And people got really pissed. Like I made that point on Reddit and people were like, no, that's impossible. That's bullshit. Because he's the one who brought the idea to Marvel. And I'm like, yeah, he's too close to it. And the article goes on to say that, quote, Ali has at times exercised an inordinate amount of influence over the project in a way few other actors have on Marvel movies. Part of it stems from Blade's inception, which began with Ali calling the studio after winning the Oscar for his work on the best movie ever, Green Book.
Nigga, pause. I read that and I was like, okay, so he was like, I want to do Blade because he won the best supporting actor.
Well, that was his second Oscar.
That was his second. That was his second Oscar. He didn't deserve, but cool. So this is why the Blade movie is even in talks to happen now, because he won an Oscar for that movie.
Yes, because
I don't even want the movie to be made now. Fuck that.
If it wasn't for Green Book, we would never have these black superheroes.
And that's why this movie is going to suck. Like if it eventually ever gets made, because at this point we're going into like Spider-Man. I mean, we're going into the Flash territory. We're going into Black Adam territory. And those movies fucking sucked when they came out, right?
No.
Now the WB movies.
Now hold on. Don't put it in the same realm as Black Adam, because The Rock was literally cast as Black Adam in like 2017. Like this shit were like 2007, I think it was. It was
2007. It was like a 14-year journey for that movie to come out. Yeah. But like The Flash took about 8 years, right?
Yeah, that was a mess.
We're going on 6 for this one. 5 years. It was 2018 that he won that fucking undeserved Oscar.
Yeah,
or 2019. So. Yeah, we're going on 6 years. I know it's Marvel, and Marvel does better movies than WB. But if it's going to be stuck in development hell like this, either just don't do it, make it a television show, or it's going to fucking suck.
So So here's the thing. He says that Ali has envisioned Blade as his Black Panther, according to sources. That's the fucking problem.
No.
But that's the problem, right? And he's gone and picked directors and writers, right? Like they were like, here's a couple of directors we're thinking about. And he's like, that's cool. I'm going to go and talk to someone else.
Yeah, no.
This is what happened with WB is they let the actors drive the projects. And that is not how they've worked in the past, outside of Robert Downey Jr., right? But that was already, he was established, right? It wasn't so much.
He didn't have a bunch of fucking creative control in the original Iron Man.
Until Iron Man blew up, and he essentially started the MCU because they didn't expect it to do that well. So, but no, this is like, look, we love you as an actor, Mahershala, but like you can't control. It is a system. It's a system that you jumped into. They know what they're doing, and for you to be causing these problems. Again, like, I don't even want it no more. I don't give a fuck. I don't. It's going to take too long. The nigga's like 54 years old. Come on. You're not getting any. Like,
I mean,
stop.
here's the thing. I know people are not going to want to hear this, but it might be better for the movie that he's not the star anymore. That they move on to someone else. I mean, quite honestly.
50. Okay. He's literally 50.
Like, look, do I think he would crush it? Abso-fucking-lutely. But he's got to allow them to pick a proper director and writer. Dude, he got the dude who wrote, what's the guy who wrote True Detective? He brought him in to write it. At one point, and the guy was like, I'm out.
Carrie, whatever.
No, not him. Nick, whatever.
Pizzolamo?
Yeah.
Nick Pizzolamo. Okay,
yeah. He got him to come in and write it.
That's the director that I was talking about. Okay.
Yeah. Carrie Fukunaga
He's the
directed
director,
it. But he got him to come in and write it, and then he was like, this is kind of not for me type of thing. And look, maybe like that does seem like a project like that's very different for him. Look, Black Panther worked on the level that it worked at because of who you got. You got Ryan Coogler. But that was, I'm not going to say random, but that feels like a really... I don't know. Like it feels like a really lucky pickup for them. But I don't think think Blade is a thing that's going to be your Black Panther. Like,
no, people want Blade. They do.
Yeah, they do.
Because black folks, we want it. But like, if you're gonna make it this difficult, like you can't. Oh, come on, man! People are gonna forget. Like you're supposed to be coming out next year. At this point, it's not gonna go. If it's even still coming out, it's not going to be till like 2026. It's 2 years away.
Yeah.
And like there's other Marvel shit happening at the same time. So.
Right. And look, and not only that, like this movie, in fairness, this movie was plagued by the writer's strike and the actor's strike.
Yeah. It had a whole bunch of issues. But
right. I didn't know this. Delroy Lindo is now no longer in the movie. And Aaron Pierre, they both had to drop out because of the strikes, right? Like they were like, we got other projects and shit like that. So they had to drop out, which are like kind of big losses. I don't know who Aaron Pierre is, but Delroy Lindo, I think, is a big loss for them. So they did bring in this other dude, Eric Pearson, who did writing on Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four. So he's apparently coming in to kind of finish up the script or redo it. But like they give an interesting timeline. February 2021, Marvel hires Watchmen writer Stacy Osef Kufar or Cuffer or whatever to pen the script for the project. Then fall of 2022, Bo DeMayo, who created X-Men 97, took a shot at it, and it was going to be a period piece. Then they got rid of his script, right? Again, if you're talking about, oh no, it's somebody else. We're acting like Bo DeMayo can't write, right? So, just saying, like again, when actors are too close to a project like this, that can be a problem. April 2023, with writer's strike looming, Marvel shells out for True Detective creator Nick Pizzolatto to write it. Obviously, he worked with Ali on season 3 of that. Fall of 2023, after losing the original after losing original director Bassem Tariq, Marvel taps Michael Starbury, who directed When They See Us. Again, not a shitty director, obviously, to write a new script, or a shitty writer, rather, to write a new script for this guy, Jan Demange. Fall of 2023. The studio then hires Michael Green, known for the well-received genre movies Logan and Blade Runner 2024, to write it. Again, these are not bad writers. Like, those are two great movies. Then, summer 2024, Demange exits as director. Marvel brings in studio mainstay Eric Pearson, who has pushed scripts Thor, Ragnarok, Black Widow, and Fantastic Four over the finish line. So now they have this guy. I don't know, man. That history is not a lot of bad behind-the-scenes folks. People working on Logan, Blade Runner, 2049, When They See Us, True Detective, X-Men 97, and Watchmen. Okay, man. They're all bad, though. All of them are
What is
bad.
this nigga looking for at this point? Like these are kind of people have pretty good pedigrees.
He's looking for perfection.
He's looking for that $7 treatment, right? He's looking for that do as I say treatment. Right?
He might be.
He ain't the Rock. I understand. I understand. You have an Oscar. I don't even. You got one. Bro.
Two, nigga. Two.
No, he doesn't. No, he don't. Undeserved. He got one for Moonlight, which he deserved.
If reports are to be believed that like he wants this to be his Black Panther, like that says a lot, right?
That's a lot.
Like you think about Chadwick Boseman, and this was before anybody knew about his illness. Like he owned that role to the point where he was just kind of sick of it, right? Like he was kind of sick of like adults telling him, "Hey, everybody." Like he would do it for kids, right? He would do it for kids, but he was just kind of sick of you fucking grown ass 35-year-old men wanting to salute him and shit. Like, all right, guys, all right, calm down. But he owned it.
I'm very tired. Leave me alone, please.
His widow came up and said that he loved playing that character. I mean, you had. That character was so important, they did not recast him and still made a movie about him after he died. Like, so that's a lot of like, I don't know. There's some ego there. You need a little bit of ego.
You gotta humble yourself, my nigga. Come on, I get it,
right?
But
you need a little bit of ego.
But that's a lot of pressure on the people working on your movie too, yo.
Right.
That's insane. So, I'm just saying. This idea that he's the impetus for all of these problems is not that crazy. It's not that crazy. And look, and I like that dude, man. I really like him as an actor.
He's a great actor. He's a great actor. But this also tells me that this isn't that important to Marvel. I don't think this is that important to them.
I agree with that.
If it was, you better be damn straight. They would appease him, or they would make it happen. And
to be like, look, Ryan Coogler, you're working on this now. Like, get your ass over there.
Right. And this all of this stuff, like it's not. They made Quantum Mania, yo. Like if Marvel really wanted to push something, they would be pushing it. But for whatever reason, they are not into this as much as he is. And this is so incredibly curious to me. This whole movie, everything about it.
That game is going to come up before this fucking movie.
Yeah, it damn sure is.
Oh, and if it's really good, it just drives the expectations even higher for this movie. That's not good. Look, has there ever been a movie that's been stuck in development hell that you can think of that when it came out, it was really good?
That's what I'm saying. Like the last two movies that I named, they were terrible. I can't think of a movie that was stuck for that long that came out was like, well, that was amazing. I understand the pandemic did a lot of harm. The strike did a lot of harm, but they had already lost people by the time the strike hit, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Didn't they lose somebody before the strike even started?
Yeah, the original director, he was gone before then.
Yeah, I don't think it gets done. If they don't have anything started by like the end of this year, don't even bother. No one's going to care at this point. Like, or maybe get someone else with him at least, or get somebody else.
I think your best choice is if you cannot get it done by the end of this this calendar year, like an actual script that everyone's like, yeah, this is it. Let's fucking start shooting. If you cannot do that, you need to just be like, look. I think he's going to be like, I'm out. But I think the best thing for the project is to just get someone else. And I think people need to understand what's happening, because if they decide, okay, we're going to cast a different person, don't then turn on the project and be like, this would never be good. Never, because that's not necessarily what's happening. Like, egos of actors can destroy projects. They absolutely can. Look at all these shitty movies Netflix does. All of them are the same fucking, they're all starfucker projects. That's all they are. Apparently was it Triggered or whatever, that Trigger Warning, the Jessica Alba movie? Yeah, shocking news. Not good on Netflix. Of course. Like,
it came out?
Yeah, I saw a review. I don't know if it's available now. But yeah, shocking news is not good.
Also, this movie's already behind the 8 ball, yo. Because there is a sect of people that are just going to be like, not my Blade.
Yep.
100%. Like, Wesley Snipes is their Blade, and it won't be, and whatever this is, it won't be good enough. And all this development stuff is just going to further cement it. And
we're in that age bracket. Blade came out in what, 97, 98?
Yeah.
Yeah, 98.
And fucking yeah.
And it's already behind the 8 ball when you take that into account. Also, you're right. Fantastic Four is coming out, and a little thing called the X-Men are going to be are probably not that far. Man, when the X-Men come out, you could just scrap every other project, yo.
Yeah, just let that shit go. Just let it go, yo.
Like,
just let it go. Relegate that shit to TV, yo. Just relegate it to TV. Highest sticky fingers, get him back in the suit, and fucking just go from there.
That's what I said. Make it a TV show. Make it like a 6-episode TV show, and then somehow integrate them into a movie or two. Whatever.
I mean, here's the thing. Like a straight up horror TV series that's a Blade series? Yeah. Okay. Like, I'll watch that. What the fuck? Give me 8 hours of Blade versus 2 hours of Blade? Yeah, sure. And it's good? And he just like stabbing niggas and shit? Yeah, all right, fine. Sounds great. Everything doesn't need to be a movie. Yes, 1998. That was a good year. Graduated from high school. Got to watch a black man kill a lot of vampires on screen. It was awesome. I'm really old, guys. Okay, last but certainly not least this week, we don't have any what the fuck stories, but we do in fact have one trailer, and it is it's the second teaser for the Penguin series on HBO, which gives you a little bit better look at the series overall. This looks good. Like, it looks like it's just a straight up crime noir story. I think it looks great. So Colin Farrell looks like he's having a lot of fun. So I'm all in for this.
It looks good. It's not really catching me. This takes place after the Batman, right? Because the city's flooded.
Yeah.
Didn't that happen at the end of Batman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
it takes place. It's about this sort of the power vacuum that exists now. That
right. So if this
Falcone's dead.
takes place after that, Batman's not going to be in it. So
the funny thing is there's actual talk that what's the name may actually make a cameo or two.
A cameo?
Yeah, Robert Pattinson.
Okay.
So
yeah, it looks good, but I'll watch it. It hasn't grabbed me yet as far as the trailers go, but I'll check it out. I'll watch the first episode. If I like it, I'll continue. But
it's got a good cast.
I'm the same way with you, Terrence. It doesn't look bad, but I'm not really chomping at the bit for it. If it's good, I'll watch it. But yeah, I just it doesn't look bad. I'm just not like, I can't wait for this. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
And look, it might be a me thing, right? Like,
You hate birds. I get it.
I don't like penguins.
I don't like penguins. They can't fly. Fuck them. What the fuck is the point of being a bird and you can't fly?
Chickens.
Get the fuck out of
They
here.
have wings. That's the point.
Exactly. Ain't nobody flying them.
I don't know. I think I'd eat a penguin, right? You wouldn't eat a penguin?
I mean, I'll eat most animals. I'd eat them before I'd, help them. Fuck them.
Damn, help them. Wow.
Yeah, fuck animals. I wouldn't kill them, all right? Calm down, people. I wouldn't kill an animal, right? But, like, I'm not going to save you. I'm going to be Batman.
Like, you just throw chocolate on like a fence.
I'm not have to save you. You know what I mean? If there's a bunch of penguins on an out of control monorail getting ready to bash into City Hall, I'm just going like deuces and then I'm out.
Wow. You are a horrible person.
Be all right. They'd be all right.
They wouldn't save me.
Would an animal help me? Thank you, Terrence. Thank you.
No, they would not, and they shouldn't. Fuck you guys.
Exactly.
Those are terrible people. Yeah, no, I think it looks super interesting. But I'm very interested to see how Matt Reeves kind of widens out the universe. And I think it's kind of a bummer that this isn't coming sooner after the movie came out. Like if this had dropped, 6 months after the movie, I think people would be a little bit more excited. But I personally am. So
2 fucking years.
I know. Like, but this has also got smashed by the strikes too.
Yeah,
like,
the fucking strike.
I heard a lot of stuff. Heard a lot of projects. So yeah, we'll see. And that's September, I believe. And then what do we have in the next? I think it's like, isn't it like a week or 9 days or some shit? The Bear comes out season 3. It's
Are they dropping the entire series in like the day one for the Bear?
Please don't do that, yo. Like, there's like 3 series I'm watching right now. God.
Yeah, they are.
Jesus Christ. Because once that comes on, I'm going to binge the shit out of it. I saw the Jeremy White. He was like, he binged like 7 episodes of the new season. I was like, yo, shut up, yo, because I want to watch it now. I know you're on it, but pipe down. So there you go. Any parting words before we get out of here?
Bad Boys 4 is not as good as all y'all niggas say it is. It's just not. Wow. Watch better stuff. Watch better movies.
Most things good as you people say it is.
No, most things are mediocre.
Yeah.
There's an A24 movie with
Brandy. Yeah, I saw the trailer. Damn, I should have put that trailer on there.
The front room.
I saw the trailer earlier today. I was like, this is an A24 movie? Okay. It's got the A24 vibes, but like, it looks really silly to me.
I mean, the scariest part of this is the beginning. The scariest part is Brandy is behind the wheel of a car. That's fucking terrifying. That's Jesus Christ. They could have just shown that and just cut it at like 12 seconds and be like, coming to theaters. I'm like, oof, that's too scary for me. Get off the road. All right, that is it for us. We will see you guys next week.
Yeah.